Hello, hello, beautiful lights. Full presence, full awareness, the interconnectedness, the realization of any reaction, any giving has come home. And let me explain. I'm Jennifer Renee. My business is Within by Jen, and I teach the soul recognition, retrieval, remembrance, rebirth. There's so many terms that we put on what we're experiencing. And the truth of what it is God's love, presence, the kingdom of heaven within, and filling that space with the most love, but the awareness of stopping yourself in your tracks and being present when you want to react, when you feel triggered, when you feel anything. I've talked about it many, many times, but this is a full completion. I'm gonna angle you down just a little bit more there. Okay. All right. Where I am is when you look back on your entire story, the entire part of it, and for me personally, even the past life, who's to say it's in our minds? Who's to say we've actually lived the experience? Energy is never created or destroyed. Energy is transferred through lineages and through generations. And if it goes untouched, unrecognized, unwelcomed, without honor, then it stirs continuously until the brave soul can sit with it and alchemize it and transform it to its rightful place. And so my awareness has taken me to like cell vaults in Egypt, to the Roman Empire. It took me to the Garden of Eden, all these places that have, in deep meditation, in the silences of me, has taken me there to make me see and realize we have been enduring this pain, this manipulation, this control, this silencing, this slander for so long that when we are called forth to step up and be of service, be a leader in service to humanity through the divine feminine, through the feeling of the intuition, listening to the gut, owning and honoring the body, and speaking the truth in that space, there comes a lot of dismantling of the old system. And if the people that are in your reality aren't aware of that, they can take it as an attack. And that's never the purpose, but it is when you're speaking your truth and you're speaking up, the truth hurts. That's just it. Truth hurts. And so there is, I have seen where, I was writing a message yesterday, and when I originally, if I would remove an old pattern, let's just say the first one was guilt and shame. That's for everyone, is the darkest parts and pain. But then you move into just feeling more, and I won't go through all of them, but feeling neutral about a certain thing, just not really feeling anything about it, or having more compassion about all stories and all walks of life. Looking for even like, hey, I don't have to know your story, but seeing eye to eye, knowing that you've probably been through something that has turned your world upside down, and I have too, and a commonality of we're here and we've made it this far. And so you kind of go through all of these things, but removing and surrendering the pain, the guilt, the shame, the judgment, the worry, the doubt, the fear, surrendering fear, and then surrendering even deeper, being called forth to step into delivering these messages and the fear of getting attacked, or the fear of being so certain in who I am and who we are that I'm not even going to react. I'm not even going to give it my energy, and having the worry of the other person's perception of what I'm doing stop me from entering those spaces. And that ended yesterday. That has ended this week. It's been a beautiful reclamation of empowerment, of certainty, of worth, of knowing. And I've always been a leader. I've always been not afraid in a way, but daring, bold, on the forefront. Some people have said in beyond your times, in front of your times. And when you allow yourself to open and fully connect, you connect with all space time. You connect with it all. And if you're willing and ready to create something in the now moment around it, it will be perceived as beyond your time, or something wild, or something big and bold and brave. But we do it because you feel it. It's your dreams, and you don't want to not follow your dreams, not follow your passion, not follow your heart, not follow the guidance. And so me removing these things and surrendering the pain, and then feeling like I'm getting electrocuted, but then also realizing that some of the ways I was delivering the messages might have felt like an electrocution, or might have felt like a deep wound to somebody else, but I didn't know how to say that in the moment. And so as the world turns and you begin to practice more diligently, you practice delivering the messages. And I've told a lot of people, a lot of times when I hear the guidance of what needs to be said versus what we want to hear, there's so many practices right now where everybody is saying what they want to hear, versus the real truth of the bottom line is what we need to hear. And what we know is we always get what we need, not always what we want. And I am living proof of that, but I'm also grateful that it came through in the way that I did, and now that I can teach it, because woo, yeah, it rocked my world. It turned my world upside down. It shook it all out, and then turned me right side up and filled me with the utmost love. But me speaking out, like, you're going to have to love me through this, because I'm hearing this message and it might sting a little, but also recognizing that if we can deliver it in a form of compassion and grace, and are you willing to walk through this with me, walk through it, versus throwing up a fence and throwing up a deflection and then not going there, only to realize, or maybe not realize, that if you throw up a fence or a block, that message is going to come back to haunt you. It's going to come back to the deliverance of the recognition of the soul's awakening, the soul's awareness, the soul's like, aha, wow, I needed to sit in that space, and I was just afraid. I was worried. There were so many blocks around it that the mind can do, and the mind only places them there for fear of being attacked, for fear of being judged, for fear. It all comes back to fear. And when you learn to work with that without being afraid of it, and saying, okay, I'm not going to let fear stop me. I'm not going to let doubt stop me. I'm not going to let worry, the fear of the unknown, I'm not going to let any of that stop me. It really does transform your life. I love when I push record and I have no idea where it's going to go, and then it just goes. And I definitely feel like what I'm seeing right now is like the space that we have, the space that we are, like, everything's fully connected, and looking back on our old story with so much love, and your cells smile because of the story and everything that you've been through, and the culmination, the full circle, so totality of it all. And it's like all the ships go out, and then we pull them right back in. And that's where this pulling in, no longer needing to prove, no longer needing to explain, no longer needing to try, no longer needing to do. It truly is the being, the essence of the eternal flow, of the eternal waters, the fire, the air, the breath, the blood. It is all of it. It is the earth. It is the solid foundation of everything that we are, but we are it. It is us. There is no separation through all fields of existence. We are recognized. And even in the earthly realm, in the earthly realm, you may not be feeling like you're being recognized, but your angels, your guides, the ethereal, the cosmic, the angelic, the unseen realm of everything that moves in us, the ancestors recognize, they see, they honor, they love, they're holding, they are here. And quite literally, I just see like us walking in full honor and glory and reclamation, and quite literally like having no worry or doubt at all. And basically our angels and our ancestors, you've seen the movies where, especially, they're mostly what they look like is like the Marvel movies where the Marvel team is going in and they're battling all of these things that most people have no idea how they're safe or how they're protected, but it just happens. And we're experiencing that on our embodiment level of remembering who we are, remembering where we came from, remembering why we're here, and the soul's path of truth, of full enlightenment, of just like the lights are on. The lights are on. It's like such a spectacular feeling event. It's this, like the message is, you've come so far and you've cried so much, and even getting to where you are. And then for me personally, it was like when you get to the top of the mountain that is you, and then you're there and you realize you've made it and you're safe and you're protected, but you're still in this space of, I got to feel here. I got to feel here first. I have to feel this win, this victory, this the truth and the honor and the bravery and the humbling moments, and the tears even in that space. And then you look back with incredible love, and your whole body smiles. There's not like, you know what I'm talking about when you look back and you're like, yeah, I'm grateful. I've learned, I've been there. And you're like, yeah, we're just kind of slightly not being 100% honest with ourselves. But then when you do look back and you see you rise up and you're like, wow, I embrace you fully. None of this could be possible without us working together, without listening so diligently to the divine messages, to the will and the reception of the divine. None of it would have been possible had we not gone through and through and through a total planetary breakthrough. and you look back with the most love and reverence. And you see yourself. You see yourself and you feel yourself here for the first time. No longer trying to go to a memory, to recall the memory, to call yourself home. And that work was necessary. That work, I look and I see that work for me personally was necessary because I was scattered in a million different thought forms and a million different memories that I had existed in, that I had walked away and I had left myself there feeling like I just had to keep moving on. But the story goes like, you just got to keep moving. However, how often do we turn around and remember the version of us that went through it? And so we wonder why you don't feel whole, complete. You don't feel alive and well. You feel drained. You feel tired all the time. You feel sluggish. You feel cloudy. It's because we have to remove that to see and to remember the truth of the memories where we exist, to call them home in this space. Congratulations. Congratulations. We did it. And it feels like every layer you break through, you celebrate the wins and you celebrate the victories. But this seems like the whole circle, the whole world, the whole earth, inside and out, as within, so without. And we brought it to completion. And the planets, the astrological value, the numerical value, that's the beauty, is there's so many earthly terms that we put on things, but we never think about it on a grander scale, or what it could actually mean, the underlying meaning, the baseline of the truth of life and death, of recognizing death, of honoring death, of loving the death, and it coming to life as well in union and harmony. You can tell in this video, I'm feeling myself. I'm like, I'm here and I'm alive. And that seems like a duh. But to know your gifts, and once again, terms can be weird for people. For me personally, and I've spoke about this before, the ability to hear the guidance, to see the visions, to take action on the earthly realm to make it happen, to have the Trinity codes, and then the integration process of going within the body and literally working like a doctor, like an angel in your own field of existence, doing that work and integration, being so aware of the keys, the codes, the locks, and then to be able to unlock them, to breathe through, to breathe deeper, to breathe more honorably in the body. And then knowing that's your job, like that's your role. That's why I am here. And for you on the other side watching this, your role might be different, but to talk about our divine gifts, to talk about them and to say, yes, let's start practicing. Let's, find a space where you can start practicing your gifts, whatever they are. And if you're here watching me, you know that you have an ability, you have a capacity, a deeper understanding, a deeper clarity, the way you see things, the colors you see, the way that you might see geometric patterns all around, the way you might see numbers, the way all of that is part of it. And when we start bringing it to life and talking about it, it's literally coding the earth, coding the new playing field for everybody to exist in with love and with compassion and grace. And we just talk about it. And then for me personally also, moving through the rejection of having talked about it, but because it's so weird for everyone, and we have a whole playing field of people want to feel and seem bold, and they want to act out, they want to act weird or different, but then have they fully embodied who they are? And so for me personally, having met that with an open heart, saying, I don't understand this. And if I'm coming forth with a wild idea or a wild thought form or a dream that I've experienced, and I'm bringing it to someone who says, and I can see a version of myself that I had to love back to life because I was scared, I was worried, I lived in fear of other people's judgments about me. And so I see that mirrored reflection of me, and I'm just wanting to say, hey, we're all safe, we're all okay. And the games in your mind might tell you otherwise, and that's part of the journey, is connecting the heart, the mind, and the body. Oh, that connection, the Trinity connection, the braid of life. Ooh, yeah. We are it. We are it. I am going to be more open about my t-shirts, my merchandise, my artwork, because that is how I'm bringing forth and these transmissions, bringing forth the messages, the energy that I feel through an art piece or through even my t-shirts. And so, of course, the abundance, the figure eight, the masculine, the feminine, and then in the center you'll notice the diamond, but that is I. It's an I written in cursive, and then it's mirrored left to right, top to bottom. That's where my I am logo comes in. It's the I am presence. And when we return back to that space and you unify the fields and the child, the Christed light, the innocent child that is us, whatever term you want to put on it, comes back to life in the Holy Trinity of all that is. That is the diamond. That is the rare gift, the diamond. That is it all. We all are it. And that's what my logo is. And so I have a lot of merchandise that I wear in most of my videos. So if you go back to any of my videos, most of them I do have one of my t-shirts on, and I do sell them. I need to actually update my website, and I'll be more forthcoming with those and my artwork, but also delivering these transmissions. And it is an honor to be delivering these, and it is because of your support. If you are here and you have found these inspiring and uplifting, and you even want to donate $5, it is so well received, and I bless it with love, with the intent that it comes back to you tenfold, because I'm no longer afraid of speaking up on support, knowing that we need support on the earthly realm to do our divine missions. And it is those of us who get it, who support one another, who can keep us going. And so I'm grateful for the support that I have had in the past, because I haven't been able to make ends meet all the time, and still delivering these transmissions and staying centered for myself. And making money wasn't on the forefront. The forefront was delivering these transmissions and being as honest and vulnerable as I can, so that people can see and hopefully understand or get a different perspective on what you may be feeling, experiencing in your waking world. And so your support is greatly, greatly appreciated. I will leave the links below. And it honestly is because of the global community and your support that I can continue doing this work that has been given to me. It truly is an honor and a blessing. And I am blessed to be a blessing. And I receive your financial support with a wide open heart. I'll leave the links below. I'll also leave my booking sessions if you'd like to dive deeper with a one-on-one, or even a group if you're in the local area. And if you're not and you'd like to dive deeper, we can do a Zoom. That's the beauty of this work, is the energetic field frequency is, the quantum field, you can tap in, and we are together, even though we might be. I had a client in South Africa that I had the honor to help and assist. So we can do a group session if you'd like to have your friends, a closer group get together, so you don't have to do it alone. Although I am with you, but I understand if I am perceived as a stranger, you might feel more comfortable with people there. So all of that can be booked on the link below. I'll have a work with me tagline, and then the link. I'll also link my website so you can go read about the blog. The blog is just written love notes, and I post my writings there. I have a little bit of about me story. Some of my art pieces are also there. I need to actually upload more today. So it is an absolute honor. I'm Jennifer Renee. This is Within by Jen. The kingdom of heaven is found. It is found, and we are living in it. We are living in the glory and the honor and the blessings of it all. And it's an honor to be here to assist, to be a guide, to be a way shower, whatever term you want to call it. We just are. We're alive, living, breathing, and you can feel it. You can experience it. You know how to find us. I love you, and I'll see you all in the next video.